You ready? What are you doing in the desert?
Desolation.
Solitude. Trying to find a deer. Found a deer a couple days ago. And got spooked out. Big old 4x4. Had a side-by-side blow my hunt. Tried a different spot with less side-by-sides. Let's go.
We're back. So we're gonna get up on this knob right here, see if we can pick apart this desert floor. It's the old man's birthday. Old. We'll see what happens here. Get up to the spot, start glassing, see if we can see anything. Let's go. About an hour into this glassing session and just haven't picked anything up yet. On the walk over here to the ridge that we wanted to glass from, saw a bunch of deer sign, poop, tracks. Just trying to find where these deer are at. A lot of desert floor to cover. We can see pretty good from where we're at. There's a lot of washes, a lot of cuts these deer could duck into. We'll find them. They're in here somewhere. Old man working hard, trying to find a birthday bug. Keep picking apart this desert floor, see what we can find. tell me.
We got close. We had a decent buck. He was on a doe, a couple of fawns, and they just walked away, so I don't think they even knew we were there. But it almost worked. We got to from about 180 yards to about 80 to 70. So, really first day stock, so Vince's not feeling well. Hopefully we can hang and put more stocks in. First thing, still early. What time is it? By about 8:30? 9 o'clock. Put a stock on a deer about 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I think the rut's starting to happen now. Because yesterday we saw two nice, decent bucks. But they were on a doe. So that looks like what's going on. They're just fully not ready yet. Because they walked away from their doe. So keep after it.
On to the next one. See what happens here.
Yeah.
Had an opportunity. The buck was 137 yards away when they were walking away. But
they didn't know
if it would have all worked out, if everything would have just fell into place, he would have been about 70 to 80 yards away. Right on a little flat next to his doe. We'll keep looking for him. It's about 9:30 now. So we're gonna come in here and pick apart some of this country we've seen deer before. Quite a few guys out. Two of the spots we wanted to hit, there was already a side-by-side or a truck there. We're gonna see what we find here. Haven't seen any coos yet, but we've seen coos in this spot, so maybe we can pick one or two up. Had a pretty active morning on some muleys. Old man almost got a shot off, but no luck. See if we can find any deer in here. We did not find the deer in this spot. Move locations. Maybe head back to camp, grab some lunch, and then get back here a little early. Came to a spot we've seen bucks before, so hopefully we see some bucks. We've hit a couple of our spots we've seen deer. I just haven't seen them, but the wind's good, right in our face. Should be perfect for a stock if we can pick one up. A lot of country glass right here. Just trying to find you a deer. Still got time. It's a good spot right here. We've been here before. We spotted deer before. Big muleys. Lots of goose deer, but we really want to go after a mule deer. So, Benny's on. You're up. Let's get one. Let's go. Glassed up. One nice goose buck and a bedded goose doe. No muleys, but it's starting to get dark and we got a long ways back to camp, so we're gonna head out of here, see if we can maybe catch something moving. Not the most productive sit, but we saw a nice goose buck. Got some clip of him. Got a bedded doe, goose doe. Back to camp we go. First spot of the day. What are we on, day number 4?
What do we do?
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yeah, today's Monday. Saw 3 bucks, 4 bucks?
One weird buck. He's been on our camp. We have him filmed already. And then a couple smaller little deer. But he was rutting pretty good. He was on some does. We just didn't get a chance to get on him.
Went in, tried to make a play on the bigger buck of that group. We call him Boomerang. He's got a pretty wicked point that comes out of the base of his antler. Have some film of him. Didn't see him. He probably just walked right out of this wash. Funneled out. Other deer just went up and over the top. So we're going to try and get on the other side and see if we can pick him up. Where do we start? Today was a day. So we were in bucks pretty much all day long. Didn't get a whole lot of film just because everything was pretty fast paced, and usually have the camera in the back of the quad, so by the time everything happened today, or everything that happened today, didn't have time to record anything. This evening, about 5:45, 5:40, we saw a really good one. Pretty big buck. We were glassing this hillside, and this buck just was cruising down below us, just caught a big white butt moving, and as soon as I saw those horns get through those ocotillo plants, I knew he was a good one. Buck was going through the ocotillo, and all I saw was his rack. As soon as he tipped his head over to maneuver around it, and I grabbed the bow. I was already off the quad, glassing, grabbed the bow. We ran up the dirt road, found a spot to where it was clear enough to where if I could see him, I'd be able to get a shot. So went into the brush and kept going towards that direction, and I just stopped for a second to see, and I look and I see an ocotillo plant with some weird shaped branches that just happened to be that buck's horns. My dad ranged him, would you say 60 yards?
He was at 60 yards.
Went to go draw back, and he took off and ran to the other side of the wash, dipped down, came up on the other side, and I just told him range him. He said 104. I have a 105 mark on my sight tape, dialed down to that, and I even kneeled down so I was more stable and felt good when I pulled the shot, watched that arrow go, and it hit right where it needed to hit. I just hope I got the penetration on him. Could see the arrow just because of the luminoc, and he ran with that arrow for probably 20 yards, fell on his face, got back up again, fell on his face, and by that time we lost him, and we just didn't want to push him, so we backed out. Hopefully he's somewhere close and we got a good blood trail to follow in the morning. What do you think?
Yeah, like I said, like he was saying, I gave him the range, 105 yards, 104 yards. Vince took a knee to shoot because he felt a little more stable with the shot that way, and so he let that arrow fly. And I was, like I said, I had the binoculars on him, and I seen that buck. He bucked, took off running, fell on his face, and just kind of dragged a little bit there, and got up and fell again. So he had the arrow in him. He had Vince had a green luminoc, so watched that arrow, watched him run, and we kind of lost him. So, but the luminox is there. We backed out. Didn't want to mess with them. So hopefully tomorrow morning we're gonna get out there a little bit early and find that luminoc, and hopefully we can find that buck right after.
He's a good one, that's for sure. So, just need everything to fall into place, and God willing, he's 50, 60 yards piled up, and we'll be packing out a deer tomorrow and celebrating.
That's the plan. We'll see.
It doesn't always go that way, but now it's going to be a tough night of trying to get some sleep. Hopefully tomorrow it's all worth it.
Yeah, tomorrow.
We did good today.
Saw a lot of deer today. I think we seen like seven bucks. I would say two decent bucks. The last one we seen just right before last light. Like I said, Vince took the shot at that one. That was our bigger buck that we seen today. The bucks are rutting, so starting to see a lot of good bucks. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens tomorrow morning.
Till the morning. New Year's Eve. Just got out here, heading over to my area right now. Dad's back at the quad just to make sure that nothing blows out. We'll see how his arrow looks. Just made it to the arrow, and it looks like I got pretty good penetration. It broke off He's doing pretty good. Here. Oh shit. He dead. Dude, that's a 4. That's a big buck. He didn't go far. Oh my god. Knuckles?
No one knows.
Pretty slick looking, huh? Build my 2024 tag. AZ over the counter. Shot him last night. Probably about 5:40, 5:45. And what?
Saw this buck pretty late. It was about 20 minutes of shooting light being over. We came to this spot to see, this is this area where we had been seeing some bucks, so we come back here last minute, right along on the quad, and pulled over on the side of the road, and we're just looking, and just below us Vince spotted this big guy here cutting through the swirls, or the ocotillos.
Yeah, all I saw was a big white butt moving right below us, probably 40, 50 yards. And then I saw these horns coming through when he was trying to maneuver his way through the ocotillo. And I was already off the quad because we were glassing. So I just grabbed the bow, ran up, tried to get ahead of him, and the old man was with me. He was trailing right behind me. Cut into the brush, started coming in towards him, and I got to about 60 yards of him, and
he stopped.
And
kind of was looking at it, so I was able to get him with the binoculars and then ranged him. So I would say he was like 60 yards, because it was kind of off and on. Then he took off running.
I ran. As soon as I saw him running, I took off towards him, and then was looking across the wash, because I figured he'd probably drop down into the wash and come up on the other side. And I saw the does he was with go up on the other side,
and he pulled up right next to them, and Vince told me to range him. I was able to get a 104 range on this buck here, and Vince took a knee and took a shot from his knee. So
yeah,
104 yards. I watched with the binoculars, so we both watched that arrow. Yeah. It took forever to get there.
It felt like forever. It was like the slow-mo when you're watching on a video. That's how it felt for me. But he said 104. I have a 105 on my tape. So I was like, all right, if I can not be shaking or nothing and hold that pin on him, should be good. And took a knee, or went to both my knees, and drew back. The craziest part is I floated that pin on him, and as soon as I let it go, I watched, because my 60 pin's green, and I see that green Illuminoc going right over to right where that pin was at, and I saw him just boom. And as soon as it hit him, I started shaking, because it was the perfect shot. It was right on the heart, probably
a heart shot. He bucked, and I was watching him with the binoculars, and he took off, went about probably 10 yards maybe, and fell right on his face. And he went to get up and was dragging his chest. Got up, fell again, and then he just scooted across the desert here. Probably went about 60 or 70 yards, left a really good blood trail, and wasn't too hard to find him.
Yeah.
So
he probably went 60 yards?
Probably about 60 yards. Vince shot him with the new broadhead he's trying out. It's a buddy of his, James Visser, let him have some broadheads, and
they're the Beast broadheads. So it did quite a number. That's probably about 2.3 inches of cut, and that's the one I was using. But half the arrow, or probably 6 inches of the arrow or so, broke off into them. So it went all the way down to there, and you can see how long my arrows are. So he's got some of it in him, I'm sure.
Good penetration.
Yeah.
I seen the arrow. It was stuck in him pretty deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I think when he stumbled and fell is when he broke that arrow inside him. So whatever he had churning inside, he wasn't gonna last very long.
That was my biggest concern, was penetration. So, I mean, I got good penetration. So the broadhead did what it was supposed to do. It flew like it was supposed to fly, like my field point. So that's always good. It left a good blood trail. So that was good to see, and now we got to get working. And I shot my biggest buck to date earlier in December, and now I just topped it with this guy.
So we've been coming to the desert now this last about what, 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
About 3 years.
3 years.
This is about 3 years. This is our third time. So this is definitely our bigger buck. Vince shot a coos deer, but with the rifle. This is the ultimate. For me, this is the ultimate. We've been on them. This is probably the best opportunity we've had to shoot a deer. We just made it happen. You know, like I said, the deer was scooting along, and we made a kind of a charge at him, and I think he stunned him or something, because he stopped and turned.
Yeah.
And we were lucky enough to get on at 104 yards and able to let one fly. And like I said, he didn't go very far. We've practiced for the long shots. Vince has been practicing for the long shot, so I've been getting on him about getting on his bow, because coming into the desert is no joke. There's always going to be the long shot. So I was pretty proud of him for getting out there and going out to the range and shooting and putting the effort. And this is it. This is the effort. This is what happens when you put effort into doing what you want to do. So good job, Vinny. Appreciate it.
Give me a hug. Love you, Pops.
Love you too. This is, like I said, this is it. You know, you put the effort into what you love to do, and these are the results.
Yes, some people think we're crazy because of how much we hunt and get after it. It's addicting, man.
Yeah, no, this is fun.
You get to see a lot of stuff that people don't normally get to see, and I always laugh when I tell people, hey, I'm going to go to the desert for my vacation. Like, you're going to go to the desert? Why the desert? And this is why I like to come here, you know. And the desert has its own beauty, is what I like to say. There's nothing, the gray light mornings, the sunset, sunrises.
Yeah, we started filming, and it was a little bit,
yeah.
We were not in the sun, and now the sun's coming up. So this is it. This is the ultimate right here. The nice butt.
Well, we'll get to working on this guy before the sun starts coming up. And then we still got you to fill a tag.
I still have a tag. Like I said, Vince had to fill this tag. I'm okay. I got a tag for this year, but I also have next year's tag. Vince is trying to save his tag for a coos deer for next year. So
that's why I was really trying to get a buck. Haven't shot a buck with my bow in quite a while, and I was like, all right, I need to get one with the bow with this tag so I can hold my next year's tag for rifle coos. I really like hunting those coos deer. I was able to get it done. This is an awesome buck. I don't even know what he's going to score, but honestly, that doesn't even matter, because this is it. This is it right here. Camping in the desert, having fun, living off hot meals.
Cup of noodles,
and all kinds of other carb-loaded snacks. But
yeah, this is good stuff. Like I said, it's fun coming out here, getting out to the desert, camping, and like I said, this was a grind. This was pretty tough hunting this year.
Luckily, we've been in the deer every day so far.
We've seen quite a few. But I had a blown one. Well, actually a blown stock, not blown stock, but deer just kept moving. I got pretty close. So
that's the tough part, though, about this time of year, is when they're rutting, they're not stopping, and they care about you, but they don't. But even then, they still won't let you close the distance. We're gonna get to working on this deer, get him on some ice.
Good job.
Caked out.
All right,
let's do it.
Get to work.
Oh, that's from all the hiking yesterday. Oh, my legs.
Let's get them snacks going.
some snacks. That's a wrap for the AZ OTC 2024 season for me and the old man who's getting ready for bed. We're in the tent right now. Didn't see any bucks this afternoon. Spent most of the day working on my deer, getting them on ice, getting them caped out, all that good stuff. Made a run out to the desert. About a couple hours left of hunting. Didn't see any deer, but tomorrow's a new day and probably the start of a new video. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, give the boys a like, let us know what you think.
Yep.
Steve says yep. He's already snuggled up, ready for bed.
Gotta find my own deer tomorrow.
He says he's got to find his own deer tomorrow. Anything to say before I close this out?
What?
Anything to say before I close this out?
Good night. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to y'all. See you on the next one.